back to my wildlife. Tonight we're just going to enjoy the sunset. We're going to do some work on our duck slash chicken coop area. Just finished milking the goats, and so we're going to get started right away. But here they are. And you know what? Faye over here, our full size, we decided to start milking her because she had a singleton baby. So there's Elsa, that's her baby. And her baby's about a month and a half, 2 months old. And so when they have a singleton baby and they're a full size like this with lots of milk, if you pay attention and she's not consuming all the milk and she's only consuming half the milk, you can milk off the rest. So we decided to start doing that. So we just harvested some milk off of her. She's a really good goat. She did really well. It's her second time being milked. TH Outdoors, how you doing? Avery, how are you? I'm doing well. We had a bit of tragedy today. So last night, it was a big storm and not all the chickens wanted to come in for the night, and my back was hurting pretty bad. And so we decided to, I don't know, be bad chicken owners, I guess. Took our chances and we lost a couple chickens to a fox last night in the middle of the night. They've been good so far. The chickens normally, if we left them out, they would just climb up here and fly into this little gap in the corner. But that didn't happen last night, and so we lost a couple. So, knowing that, I'm gonna grab the stapler and we're gonna seal this up. You know, if I can't rely on them getting in on their own, then I better make sure nothing else can get in. Yeah, and on a plus side, we had thought we had lost one more, and when literally didn't see it all day. We didn't find a dead body, but we didn't see the chicken, and so we assumed that it got snatched. We just went to milk the goats, and there was a pail, a 20-liter pail, a 5-gallon bucket, upside down by where we milked the goats. We flipped that bucket over, and a chicken popped out of it. So somehow a chicken got stuck in a bucket, and yeah, that was weird. I think we lost about 5. So we'll see if any more come out. We only found 3. 3 of them passed away, but we're gonna seal this up and make it better. But while we're here, let's take a look at our baby ducks. Here's the baby ducks. Let's have a little visit with some baby ducks for a second. It was Bigfoot. Bigfoot needed a meal, man. Him and Sasquatch have been getting into so much trouble lately. They're posting all of their shenanigans. They tend to do a lot of booger sugar, and they get into some trouble. There's also this guy called Down Z. I don't know, man. I don't trust him. You should try to trap the fox. You know what? I was thinking about that. What I might do is take one of the chicken carcasses, put it in my live trap, and set it on the other side of the fence. I think there's a good chance I'll be able to catch him that way. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try. We'll see what happens. My wife is sympathetic to the fox. There is this beautiful country song, and it goes something along the lines of like, it's basically the fox went out on the town one day. Oh, my wife knows the lyrics, but the idea of the song is about the fox needing to go get some chickens to feed its babies. And so my wife is a little bit sympathetic. I am not. I am not sympathetic to the fox. But these are the baby ducks, so that's always fun. Okay, I need to grab my staple gun off the floor here. So let's set this down. Let's lower the heat lamp for these guys. And we're gonna do a better job of sealing this up here. So let's grab the staple hammer. Let's make sure she's loaded, locked and loaded. Throw some extra staples in there for funsies. Yes, the baby ducks are adorable. This way. Just gotta load up the staple gun here with some extra staples. Oh. We're gonna go finish securing that netting a little better. Like I said, I left the chicken where the fox didn't get into where the chickens are. That wasn't the issue. The issue was that a storm came in when we had them free ranging, and we didn't get them all in. They didn't want to come in, and yeah, things happen, guys. Things happen. I'm not gonna let it happen again, though. Fox jerky. You know, if you were desperate, in a desperate situation, i.e. survival, you can eat fox, you can eat coyote, you can eat predators, but you gotta, basically, what I would recommend is if you're gonna eat a predator animal, basically boil the meat first. That would be your ideal situation. It's gonna have parasites in it. That's like for sure, without a doubt. So yeah, if you're gonna eat a fox, a coyote, or a wolf, boil, then cook the meat. Make sure you kill off anything. Cameras and a spotlight. Well, the issue is the chickens were out throughout this whole field. They were spread out in the whole field, so they weren't just in one area. I'm hoping, like I said, I think we lost about 5. Found 3 confirmed, 2 missing. Hopefully they're still out here somewhere. I thought it was 6, but there was 1 in a bucket. So we found the 1 in a bucket. That was very random. David, how you doing, buddy? Future me? What's that? You're gonna get into homesteading, get some chickens, goats, foxes, coyotes, wolves. I don't have the foxes and coyotes on purpose, but I do have them. Let me just grab my snippers here, my tin snips. Where are they? I thought they were in here, but I don't see them. Oh, they're on the ground. Whoops. And you know the worst part? The worst part is I got this dang coop I'm working on. So this is a mobile chicken coop here, and it's not fully done yet. I've been letting the chickens free range in the yard, but the plan is to move them into here. And once they're in here, I can move this around the yard for them. So let me grab the shears. We got a goat with us right now. And PRP says, yo, what's up? And Avery says, hit that like. Milano says, hello. And sorry if I missed anything else anyone says. I see Compa there. And Tommy John. Get a can of cat food. Fox will eat it in the live trap. That's a good idea. Okay, we got to get this goat back in while our hands are full and these guys want out. So it's a little bit of juggling here. So bear with me while the camera's dancing and I'm trying to juggle my goat back in. Okay, you, hey, Evie, I need you to go in, just right there. Go in. Come on. Lily, do you want in? Come on, Lil. No? So the goats, particularly Queen Bee over here, this one here, gets a little bit head buddy. And so Lily kind of wants in, but she knows the boundary. She's like, nah, I'm good. Gabby, how you doing, Gabby? Milano says, I'm a rabbit breeder. Milano, let me show you some rabbits. What kind of rabbits do you have? I have some New Zealand Flemish Giants. Here's some of them. Hi, guys. Oh, Lily, are you coming in or what? Evie here is my little puppy goat. She knows that I will protect. Hey, girl. You're a little dog. You're a little puppy. Nancy, how you doing? How you doing, Nancy? So here are some New Zealand Flemish Giant goats. Rabbits, words. That's a goat. That's a rabbit. E-I-E-I-O. Words aren't working right now. But we got to go see. There's a cow. Moo. There's a field with a nice sunset starting. We got some tin snips and a staple gun, and we got to go over here to the ducks and the chickens. Lana says California and lionhead rabbits. Nice. We have up here winter breeds. I'm just going to call them winter breeds. But the New Zealand Flemish Giants, they are very cold hardy, very winter hardy. I'm in northern Canada. Welcome to northern Canada. And it gets cold, very cold. It gets to minus 50. I need to trim this up here. We need to cut this guy because it's ugly. I'll make it nice and sharp and pointy on my fingers. Look out, girl. Anyway, and Creating Change says, let's go. Howdy, my friend. Guys, go check out Creating Change. If you guys are feeling upset, you're having a bad day, you just need someone to cheer you up, go check out Creating Change. They are bringing the good vibes. We've got an awesome community of YouTubers here. So just check out some of our friends. Okay, we just cut that off. So let's set that aside for a second and let's grab old hammer staple and let's give that a little stapley. So let's just hold this down here nice and tight. Get it right there. I was talking to a buddy today who lost 18 chickens over 3 days to a weasel. And he thought it was a fox getting in, and he thought he had it all sealed up, but he had a small hole and a weasel was getting in there. Took them all. Nasty little buggers. Let's Evie, what you doing, Evie? Let's try to seal this up nice. There we go. Slam them, slam them. There. Nice little window, nice little window. We can use probably a couple more over here too. Okay, now we're gonna go around to the other side. Peter, how you doing, Peter? Miller, welcome back. And Brothers for Life, yo, what's happening, man? We are just out here. Here's the chickens. We're just out here doing homestead stuff. We're sealing up some fencing, making things nice, keeping the goats out. Bah. Evie, don't chew on the handle. Don't chew on the door handle. Evie. Goats be goats, man. I tells you. I tells you. Milano says, I have a friend who had like 24 Brahma chickens and suddenly they died. Yeah, it can be pretty mean out here. I'm telling you guys. You don't realize how much death there is on until you have a homestead. Just, it's part of it. Weasels gotta eat. Fox gotta eat. Coyotes gotta eat. But I don't want them to eat. There's kind of two thought lines, right? Guys are like, listen, the fox, that's part of the land. It's part of balance. It's part of nature. It's got to eat. It's got babies. You got to take care of the fox babies, man. But my thought is, I raise these guys. I pay to feed these guys. I take good care of these guys, and I snuggle these guys. I ain't feeding the fox, my friends. So I think the fox has to die. I've been saying that for a while. Last year, the fox managed to get some of my ducks. Now it's got some of my chickens. I am not happy. It is war. Creating Change says, I appreciate you. Wow, dude. That's a lot of chickens gone. My dog killed 8 of my Rhode Island Reds a few years back. I just started getting eggs. Isn't that the devastating part, right? You raise them for 6 months to get eggs. Things seem to be going well. And then, pow, they get eaten. TH Outdoor says, we might get goats next year. Do. I recommend it. I love the goats. As long as you can deal with their shenanigans, like, dude, don't eat the door. Hey. They are arguably better than puppies. Don't tell Lily that. Let's see Lily. Lily, come here. Come here, Lil. Okay, Lily, sit. And look at that. Mimi's like, yo, I'm coming too. Mimi, sit. Yeah, it doesn't work. Lily over here is a good girl. I think she chased a fox away today. Came out during the day. But man, the goats, they're just like dogs. They come when you call. They are so much character, so much fun. I do have a bruise on my ribs from this one. It wasn't her fault though. I can't really blame her. She got them big horns, and I trimmed all their hooves this weekend. And so if you want to see what that's all about, I am working on a long form video of that process, cutting out all the fat and kind of condensing it to an information piece. But I was putting a harness on her, and she basically, I had a bunch of grain on the ground and everyone is swarming it, and I was trying to slip the harness on her without her noticing it, because what I do when I trim their hooves is I hoist them in the air with a come along, like a winch. I jack them up in the air, and she thought, I don't think she tried to horn me on purpose, but she threw her head back thinking maybe I was competing for food. She got me right in the ribs, so I got a nice bruise on my side here. Their horns be sharp. But yes, did you horn me, girl? In a platonic way? You weren't trying to hurt me, but it did hurt. You do have a hard head. Yeah, I'm just saying. The goats are awesome. You guys should consider getting some if you're ever thinking about homesteading. They are my favorite homestead animal. Let me see what else I missed. Tommy said, long time no see. How have you been? The Portugal chicken coop finished yet? No, but it needs to be. It needs to be. We were talking about how we lost some last night in a storm. The fox came out. RH says, sounds like a skill issue, to be honest. RH, sorry, which part was the skill issue? I'm behind. I've got no context. Jerry says, 22 long rifle or a trap for the fox. And Creating Chain says, goats are so much fun, man. I adore them. I adore them. Gotta keep that guy out of camera because, hey, big guy. This ain't that kind of live stream. Shoo. And Jerry says, I have had to protect chickens and ducks as well. You have to protect your hard-earned birds. Exactly, man. The problem is the fox is nocturnal, and so he's coming out at 2 and 3 in the morning when I'm not out. My wife's bringing me a glass of goat's milk. Do you like it or do you hate it? Okay, so we've been milking Mimi here. She, do you mind being on for a second to look behind you? There's my wife. But we've been milking this one. So she is a mini Nubian, and she has very creamy milk. She is an Alpine Toggenburg, so her milk is not known to be creamy, it's known to be plentiful. So this is my first taste.
Wait, let's be clear.
My wife has prefaced me that this milk tastes bad.
Let's be clear. Mimi and our pygmy goats. Hi. Mimi and our pygmy goats, their milk tastes amazing. Like, you can't tell the difference between it and cow's milk. So here you go, and I'll tell you why I think it's like this. To be clear, they're eating the same thing. Oh, you're just trying to save face for the camera. Come on, that's gross.
It's really not bad.
What?
It's not creamy, but it's not bad.
Justin, the flavor of it. Like, that's bad.
No, it's more like an almond milk or something. It's not bad. I like your milk. It's okay.
Are you kidding me? There's a weird taste to it.
Bro.
I'm giving it to the pigs.
Bro.
It's already in the slop bucket.
Make cheese. Make yogurt.
I thought it tasted too bad from cheese or yogurt.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Are you serious?
You're just used to drinking 7 to 8% cream.
It didn't taste a gross taste to it. Just like, I didn't taste anything goaty. It just didn't taste good.
Guys, my wife is spoiled by this goat over here.
Seriously though.
This one here, she's got super creamy milk.
No, it's not about the cream.
You drink your coffee black and you don't like that?
It's not that it was bitter. There was a weird taste to it.
Okay, let's see what the chat is saying about this milk situation.
Let me tell you why. Wait, I want to tell you why I think it tastes bad. To be clear, everybody, they're eating the same thing. I milk them the same way. They've been cleansed the same way, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, Robert says, do goats have an easy way to sex by eye? Yes. The males have a visible penis. The females have very visible udders.
Males have udders too, dear.
The males have a giant ball sack. That ain't an udder. Looking at it right now. That ain't an udder.
Even right from the moment they're born, their genitals are external, and so you can see immediately. It's very obvious. More obvious than rabbits, that's for sure.
And we got some inappropriate comments because people don't know how to be mature about drinking goat's milk. But I like your milk is a ditty thing to say. No, it's not bad. Creating Shane says go-gurt, goat yogurt.
Hold on though. I want to say why I think it tastes like that. I honestly think it's because she's only 1 month. What?
Robert says, so 1 udder verse 2, LOL. Yeah, 1 udder verse 2. If they got 1 udder, they're a boy. If they got 2, they're a girl.
How are the new ducks? Oh, they're doing so well. I'm talking about, okay.
I don't understand sometimes.
Anyways, so you really honestly, truly.
I honestly didn't mind it.
Did they see that? I hope not.
Did you guys see her throw a cup?
Did it taste like cow's milk to you?
No.
Okay, so then it's not good. You want it to taste like cow's milk.
We got a bunch of people who don't know how to hold it together talking about drinking goat's milk. Glass of goat's milk, female. Yeah, no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Are you telling me the truth?
Yes.
Am I out to lunch?
Yes.
Because
that wasn't bad.
Well, now I got to get all the kids to try it. I guess I am going to keep milking her then.
milk her again. Just lay out a separate jar.
I did.
No, I know, but I'll drink more of that. But it didn't have any weird flavor.
Okay, then
it
I'll
is
use
not
it for-
creamy.
I'm not
It is not
expecting
creamy.
creamy, but I am expecting cow's milk from a goat. That did not.
I haven't had
That didn't taste
fresh,
clear-
unpasteurized cow's milk in a long time.
This tasted like fresh, unpasteurized cow's milk
Okay.
from our friends that tasted horrible.
Y'all be crazy.
Okay.
Well, actually, that right there is a cow.
But we can't milk her.
She's a black Angus.
Ooh, I've been training the boys on, hey, I'm talking to you, not them. I'm training, oh, I guess I'll talk. Sorry, that was
She's
rude.
back.
I'm
And look at that
sorry.
sunset behind you. It's beautiful.
I've been training the boys on, this is why I don't want to be on camera.
You've
I've
been training the boys
on breeds of beef cattle. That sky, though, yes, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
So,
Angus, yes, that's
everyone,
a beef cow.
let's test Justin. How many breeds of beef cattle can you name? Go.
Okay, so there's Hereford, mini Hereford.
Not on the list. We're not doing any mini breeds.
There's
So then you can
Lowline Angus and Highland
No,
Angus.
no. You got
There's
Hereford.
Highlanders.
Okay, Highland.
Bro, I just named like 4 breeds.
Aberdeen Angus, because you can't count all the types of Angus.
Okay,
So you have Hereford so far.
Herefords,
Aberdeen Angus so far.
Angus,
What did you Highland? So you got 3 so far.
Highland, what are the Streffords? Streefords?
No, that's
Streffords?
nothing.
There is, I got Herefords in there, yeah?
Okay, what's the one we're adding in the fall?
I don't know the name of it. It's a stripe, a stipe,
No.
a white.
No. But there is a one is white, but it's not.
Well, what's it called?
It's called a Belgian blue.
No.
Yeah, that's not what we're getting though. But
Oh.
that's one of the white breeds.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
What's the one we're getting?
Shorthorn,
Oh, we're getting Shorthorns. What's our neighbor's bull? I thought that was a white
Speckled Park,
speckled park.
which actually isn't listed on the beef.
I'm not very good at
breeds
this.
Just because it's newer. This is like
Okay.
an old sheet of beef breeds.
Okay.
Okay, test me now. Test me now.
Okay, name me some dairy breeds.
No, well that's easy. Jersey and Holstein are your 2 main types of dairy breeds, and then you can have the dairy breeds that are mixes, like your Dexter.
Oh, Dexter. Yeah.
Are both beef and dairy, but Dexters are actually labeled under the beef list.
This needs to just be a podcast. It's called the We Talk About Cows podcast by the sunset. Beautiful sky. Beautiful sky. Not a green screen.
But I want to tell you how many I know now.
Okay, tell me how many you know.
Okay.
Name the ones I didn't name.
Oh no, I'm just gonna go in order because that's the way my brain works, and we'll see if I can
Okay,
remember.
go.
It's a really good test for me. Okay, Aberdeen Angus, Belgian Blue, Blonde Aquitaine, Dexter, Hereford, Highland, Shorthorn, Galloway.
So are all Angus called Aberdeens?
Yes.
Oh.
Aberdeen Angus is the grand
family?
scheme of the name, and then they're called a black Angus, for example, based on how much they are black. It has to be like a 80% black or something.
Come
like
for a walk. Let's go see her. Let's go see the
I
cow.
love you. I'm saying goodbye now.
Bye, hon.
I got stuff to do.
Actually, I don't want to go. Oh, no. I'm going to lose you guys because I'm outside of Wi-Fi. Maybe I won't lose you guys. You guys tell me if the screen freezes. This is Gabby. Okay, sorry, guys. We were talking about cows, and this is our cow. This is Gabby. She is our black Angus cow. And Gabby, she's got some hay on her back here, but Gabby, don't run away from me. I want to talk to you. So she's a good girl. She is slightly smaller than she should be. She's full size. I would say that Gabby here is about 800 pounds. Full size, black Angus. She should be around 1,200 pounds. But what happened with little Gabby here is she was born in a field, not my field, but basically a lot of us farmers up here in northern Canada, we got these giant fields. We got a bit of forest, we got a bit of pasture, and it's really hard to tell if a cow is pregnant. It's even harder to tell when she's going to give birth. Let's station, but you don't really know when it's going to be. So she was born out in the bushes, and the mom abandoned her, and the farmer had no idea. Oh, Gabby. And so she went about a week unnoticed, malnourished, not getting food, not getting nutrition, and so her growth was stunted. We got her, we bottle fed her, brought her back up to health. She's doing fantastic, but because of that early time, not getting that colostrum, not getting that milk, this is her full size. She's gonna be a little small. She is hopefully pregnant right now. We bred her with the neighbor's cow, but yeah, She's probably about 300 pounds short of what she should be for her breed. We had a bull, a Black Angus bull. We were going to breed her with him, but he got very aggressive and he started attacking me, and so I ate him. That's kind of that. Here's my goats. Here's my fencing that I'm trying to work on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Robert, I do think that she is bred. We left her with the neighbor's bull for over a month, and so she should be good to go. She should be pregnant. I'm not going to call a vet out here. Up here in northern Canada where I live, in order to get a vet out here to come and check her, first off, the only way to really check is an internal ultrasound. We're talking shoulder deep. I ain't doing that. So you got to get a vet to come do it. And I live so far. I live an hour away from the closest town. I don't even know if there's any vets in that town that'll do it. So either way, the vet's traveling a minimum 2-hour round trip to come put their arm inside of her. You know how expensive that's going to be just to tell me whether she's pregnant or not? Regardless of if she's pregnant, I'm keeping her. She's my pet, basically. She's a breeder, so I'm not planning to eat her. Hopefully we have a baby in 9 months. If not, we got a cool cow. We do breed the goats, i.e. there's Elsa, her baby. You know, Bast, where you at, Bast? Orion, here's my boy. These guys are all pretty well pregnant because he's on the loose. But yes, Aika-chan! Hello from Japan. Konnichiwa, Nissan. Apollo, how you doing, Steven? We have so many viewers in here. Everyone has to double tap that screen for an amazing live stream. Guys, you know what's exciting? We got a lot of you guys here. So everyone, feel free to chat. I'm here to chat with you guys. But we have reached over our 3,000 hours to get monetized into the program. So I should get that button unlocked on Friday. So thank you guys. But yeah, while we're all here, feel free to ask questions. Amen. I don't speak that language. I am so sorry. But yeah, guys, just feel free to chat. Feel free to ask me any questions. This is Bast. B-A-S-T. Bast is my weather, my little handsome boy. He was born here on the homestead and I bottle fed him. He's a pygmy goat. Bast, he peed on me the other day. That'll happen. But here's Bast. Oh, hello, Bast. Bah, stay here, stay here, stay here. Bring you up. Oh, this is Bast. Oh, he's getting so big. You're getting so big, buddy. Yes. So Bast here was bottle fed. I'm gonna put him down because he's not comfortable, but he's so nice. Oh, even though I pick him up, he's not gonna be mean to me. But little Basty boy here, he's a weather, and what that means is I decapitated his balls. The reason I did that is because we already have a buck, and he's got siblings and aunts and mamas on his homestead, and we don't want him trying to breed with the other females. And I didn't want to eat him. I want to keep him. He's going to be the companion to his daddy. So we want to make sure we keep him around so that his dad has a friend. Because very soon here, I need to separate the dad from all the other ones. So all the other ones are going to move into the far field. And the little guys are going to stay over here with the chickens and the ducks. So yeah, Miller, I see you there. And enjoy the Nami says super cute, 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 cute. Emmanuel says hello from Croatia. Well, hello from Northern Canada. Winnings Contagious says, wow, that rainbow made me scroll back. It's really just the sunset. It is beautiful here. The sun is setting like the world is ending. I love it. If that was a Kamehameha, there's Goku standing on the other end. That's pretty dope. There you go. We got some Sky Gokus chilling in the chat. And Apollo visited Croatia 4 years ago and lives in the US. Winnings says, yes, keep that behind you. It is beautiful. The sun is just doing its thing, making the sky glow. The sun is going down. We are up here in northern Canada. It is 9:13 p.m. It is 9 at night. David says, no animal predators there? Wolves, etc.? David, yes. Unfortunately, I lost at least 3 chickens last night to a fox. Yes, I confirmed 3 of them. Winnings, I am also in Ontario. I am closer, though, to the Hudson's Bay. I live off-grid. We are off-grid on our homestead. I've got a lake over here. And my cow is, being a giraffe right now. Did it get inside the coop? It did not. It did not get inside the coop. So what happened was we had got most of the chickens in last night, but then we had a nasty, nasty storm. And while we were trying to get the chickens in, some of them did not want to come in. They were kind of bunkered down in the trees, in the barn. And so we thought they'll be fine. In the past, they've flown up here and jumped in through this triangle here. They've flown in there. And so in the past, when we've left them out, it hasn't been a big deal. I guess because it was raining, they just kind of tucked it. Maybe they got out of the trees and they went in the grass. I don't know. But there was yeah, they did not make it last night. So they're all tucked in now. They're all tucked in for the night. Here they are. Everyone is doing their thing, tucked in. We got the ducks and the chickens all together. Hi, guys. So everyone is tucked in. Everyone should be safe. We should be good. Kenneth says, this is super cool. What did you guys just drop? What are you guys doing? I heard a big bang. And Winning says, goats. You guys knocked a tree over. And now you're eating your reward inside the kiddie pool. Everyone's like, leaves. I love me some leaves. This used to all be trees. As you can see, a bunch of them are just knocked over. I had a whole bunch of trees there. They have access in that field. All that trees is part of their field, so they can eat these whenever they want. But right now I have them for the night tucked into the small field. And Robert says, sorry to hear that, bud. It's always a constant fight on predators. Bellas says, I ran upon you tonight. I like watching the animal stuff. You've got some nice looking land. Thank you. Look at our beautiful fields here. This is actually, I'm in northern Canada. We're in the far north up here in Canada. We have 156 acres off grid on the lake. It's a peninsula, so the water actually goes all the way around. Down that trail to the end is a beach. I have a beautiful beach there. I tried to take the live stream on a walk to the beach the other day, but being that I'm in northern Canada, the cell service is not that good. And so it was iffy. It was iffy. But I do have a beautiful beach down there. And this is Faye. This was my Father's Day gift. Faye is a full-size Alpine Toggenburg. She's a lovely goat. That's her baby Elsa over there. Come here, girl. You want more? Here. I give you more. I give you some leaves. Just try not to take my fingers off. I like my fingers more than you like leaves. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. You said you're by Hudson's Bay. Yes, we are in the far, far north. I don't want to give away my exact location because there's nobody who lives up here. And if I tell you guys where I live, you know, you'll be able to find me if I give you even a general location because I'm off grid. There's nobody up here. Emmanuel says, I am grown at this bee milk. This is Hetly life. Dude, I have no idea what that means, but yes, thank you for joining us. And All Gone says, we love Canada. I'm trying to catch up with what I missed here. Kenneth says, do you heat your enclosures? Yes, actually, I'll show you. This is the duck house. So the duck house only is heated right there, that heat pad right there. So I got a heat pad there that the ducks will go to, but the ducks are actually super hardy. The chickens, they need a lot more fluff. They need actual heat. So they're not gonna live in this one in the winter. For the winter, I have a separate insulated coop for them. And I will show you my ducklings. I've got some baby ducks. We just hatched them on the weekend. Feel free to check out, I put a, some of you fine fellows were here during the live stream where I actually showed a duck hatching. It hatched during live stream. So I posted that as a long form video on this channel if you want to see what it looks like for a duck to come out of their egg. But this shed here is heated. The problem with living off grid is I gotta run the generator fairly often to keep everything heated because all these heat lamps and everything burn a lot of electricity. But here are some, what are we at? 4-day-old ducklings. These guys are Ancona ducks. They are protected, nearly endangered species of duck. And they are Anconas. We hatched them from eggs. They are about 4 days old. Bella says, do goats really climb trees? Nah, they don't really climb. Not up here. Not where I live. They can if a tree's fallen over, but they're not going to climb straight up a tree. And Dennis says, take care of yourself, pal. What a great homestead you have. Thank you, Dennis. And Winning says, I'm out. Take care, man. Robert says, looking good and healthy so far. Dabby says, too cute. They are. They're all doing really good. It is not uncommon when they're this old to have an unexpected fatality. just birth defects. It does happen, but we have not lost a single one of these guys. Can we get some hearts in the chat for the Ancona ducks? These guys are just little babies, little baby ducks. We can pick one up and show you guys a little closer. My wife is the duck handler. She's the one who's very gentle and kind, and they love her. But here is a duck. Oh, let's set this down. Oh, here is a baby duck. Hold you up by the heat lamp, buddy. It's nice and warm. It's nice and comfy. So here's the baby duck. It is 4 days old.
Hey, Justin,
Yes, love.
could you just pause your thing for a second, please?
Yeah, what's up?
Pause, please.
Sorry, guys. My wife is just here with me, and she just wants to be close. So, let's put that baby duck down. And yeah, we can just sit here and hang out with the ducks for a second. If you guys have any questions, let's hear it. These are Ancona ducks. I like to call them cow ducks. You see how each one is spotted, and each one is a little bit unique. They all have different patterns. The yellow ones are going to be white with black or chocolate spots. You might get lucky because they do have some mallard in them, so they might come out blue or velvet. And then the darker ones, they're going to be mostly chocolate with white spots. But they are my cow ducks. All Gone says, what will you do with them? Well, the females will be laying eggs, and the males, we're going to keep as many as we can to be breeders. We plan to continue breeding and hatching these guys. So we are going to be keeping them around the homestead. And yeah, that's the plan. Breed them, hatch more eggs. They are protected, well, not protected, endangered, near endangered.
They're on the critical watch list. They used to be on, they were endangered.
So they used to be endangered. Now they're on the critical watch list. So what we'll probably end up doing is breeding them and then redistributing them to other homesteads to help this beautiful species of duck continue to grow. They're one of the biggest producers of eggs. We're talking like 260 eggs a year per duck. Derico asked, do you like duck meat? Yes, I do. I would be lying if I said I did not like.
Our family actually prefers duck meat over chicken.
There you go. Our family prefers duck meat over chicken. Oh boy, what did I do? How many eggs? Yes, 260. I've raised Indian runner ducks due to water access. How do these differ? We had an Indian runner.
So I can speak to that if you want. So yeah. Indian runners are great for eggs, but they're not good for meat. Oh, they just don't have a lot of meat on them. They're more of an egg bird. Versus duck, these Anconas are a really good dual purpose bird, so they get to their butcher weight very quickly, like a pekin. But they're also really good egg layers. So
Miller Vlog says go sub and trying to watch every live stream. Do you live stream every day? Can I get a like, guys? We don't live stream every single day, but I do try to live stream 3 to 4 times a week, usually right around this time, usually around 8 p.m. Central till about 9-10 p.m. And Robert says 260 eggs a year is such a high amount. What's your favorite way to eat duck? Did you want to talk to that? My wife is the chef de la cuisine. My wife is the one who does all the cooking here.
We do a slow roasted whole duck is our favorite way to eat it, and then I use all the bones and scraps to make a soup stock with that, just so we're not wasting anything. I like to do it that way the best, just because everyone enjoys it, but it also gets us the most meat off of it.
Paul asks, are not the ducks really greasy? I do find wild duck greasy, but I find the homestead duck not so greasy.
Yeah, so that depends. That's a breed thing, and even some of the farm duck breeds will be greasy, but that just really depends on what breed of duck you have. So these guys, Anconas, are less greasy even than a pekin, and pekins aren't too greasy, but they're less greasy than a pekin. And they actually have a more flavorful meat as well. So they're a really, really awesome duck to keep.
Matthew says, comment, like, and subscribe. Y'all, it costs nothing and it helps out the channel. You do not need necessarily to super chat to help the channel. So go out there, like, and subscribe. Our goat sounds like a Bigfoot. Erwin says, a duck walks into a pharmacy and says, I need some chapstick. The guy behind the counter says, will that be cash or credit? The duck says, put it on my bill. Gabby says, you have baby chickens? These are baby ducks. These ones are baby ducks. We have full-size chickens. And TH Outdoor says, what is the best hay or pine shavings for rabbit bedding? We use hay, although I'm thinking about getting a wood chipper for my skid steer. Let me put these shears down. I'm thinking about getting a wood chipper for my skid steer and then using a cardboard underlay, making my own wood chips, drying them out in a metal drum over a fire, and then using that as bedding. Hay is more absorbent. So what we're actually doing right now is we've got a bottom layer of wood shavings. On top of that, hay, straw, not hay, but straw. But I would like to do my own wood chips. Let me keep catching up with you guys. Robert says, duck stock makes great base combined with vegetable soup. Algon says, will they always live inside your barn? So these guys are right here right now because they're so little. I need to keep them contained so that A, they don't get scooped up. We don't want a snake or a bird like an eagle or a hawk or a fox or a coyote or a wolf or a bear to come and eat my ducks while they're this little. We want them to get bigger. So once they get almost as tall as this is, you're basically waiting for their feathers to come in. This is their, their down, their fluff. But once their feathers come in, then they no longer need this guy. And they can move out of here and go join the rest of them. So I'll show you where the rest of them are right now. And I'll tell you a little bit about them. Let's go back out there. Let's put the heat lamp back down for them. And the reason this run is so long is if they're too hot, they can go to that side. If they're cold, they can come over here. So it's strategic. What are you doing, guys? Hi. Hi, are you a frisky biscuit? Are you trying to tell your girl how much you love her? You're saying, Faye, bah. I get like that too every once in a while, my boy. Hey, girl. Hi, Gabby. I'm gonna give you a head scratch. Hi, girl. So, fun fact, guys, you really don't want to be petting a cow's head like that. Ideally, you want to get beside them. You want them to look away from you. And you want to just give them some scratches like this. They choose dominance by their head. So the fact that she's looking down is a good thing, but if she started trying to headbutt me, that'd be a bad thing. You don't really want to be applying pressure to their head. Basically, it's a sign of dominance. You want her looking away like this. You don't really want to be making eye contact, and you don't want to be pushing on their head. Otherwise, they can get a little aggressive with you. Let's go over towards the other ducks. I just got to make sure I don't step on a goat, because the goats love me. The goats love me. So over here, this is where I've got the ducks for the night. The ducks and the chickens are all in here in the log cabin. Oh, don't fight, guys. Be nice. But during the day, they're allowed out here. And they free range out in this field. So during the day, we free range them. But during night, you got to keep them safe. I didn't get them all in last night because of a thunderstorm, and I did lose a couple chickens to a fox, presumably. So that happens. That's part of homesteading. The one thing I've come to learn over the last, 2 years of doing this, there's a lot of death on a homestead, whether you're butchering other animals or killing them, or sometimes animals just die. It just happens, man. But there's also a lot of birth, hatching our own eggs, having our own babies born on the homestead. There is a lot of life, there's a lot of death, but it is a wonderful, wholesome experience either way. You're peeing right now. And All Gone says, that's wonderful. You're a good duck, Dad. Robert says, did you find a feather pile, or what gave you the indication of a fox? I found 3 headless ducks. Or chickens, not ducks, chickens, sorry. I found 3 headless chickens. So it could have been a weasel, but I also think it might have been a fox. And Lily lives outside, but like I said, it was thunderstorming, so she probably didn't come out till afterwards to do her protecting. How do I get them back in? I walk them in. Ducks are so much easier than chickens. So the ducks, they all stay in a group. They all stay together. And so I just open the door and I walk and I just usher them in. They go in. The chickens, you got to round them up like by 2s. They are a lot harder because they spread out and they don't all go in the same direction. So chickens are harder to get in. A lot of people they'll, let's say leave this door open, and the chickens at night will go in on their own. They want to be safe. They know where safety is. But because I let these guys hang out with them, I can't just leave the door open because these guys will go and steal the house. They'll take it over, make it their own, try to eat their food. The food is relatively protected. I've got the food in this garbage can here with some stuffs doing their thing. But goats be trouble. I love the goats. They're my favorite animal on the homestead. But if you want an animal that knows how to get into mischief, get a goat. They are my favorite because of it. They've got the most personality and character. And raccoons will decapitate your chickens. Paul, that is true. And it's possible, but where I live up here in northern Canada, there are not many raccoons. There's like one raccoon for every 50 kilometers. I haven't seen one on the property. I have seen one about 30 kilometers away. So it's not impossible. It could have been a raccoon. I have seen the fox. So the only animal I have actually seen is the fox. I've never seen a raccoon. So like I lean towards it being the fox. But I mean, it could have been a coon. Wanda, how you doing, Wanda? Kenneth says we lost chickens to a weasel. Yeah, I was talking to a buddy today. I was talking to a friend today who's about 3 hours away from me. I was working very, very far north out of town. And he lost 18 of his chickens to a weasel. And he thought it was a fox. And it was losing like 6 a day until he finally saw the weasel killing a chicken. Weasels can be nasty little critters. And Paul says, you won't see raccoons. They are sneaky. Scratzy says, could you make a small door at the bottom so your chickens can go in? Well, what I'm planning on doing is from my feed shed over here, I plan to bring the fence over and then back and all the way over to that fence, having this whole area in its own little separate fence. Then I can put a little trapdoor or even leave this one open. I do have a little trapdoor there. I could leave that one open and then just make sure that these guys don't get into this fenced in yard. I can still let the chickens out into the main yard, but it'll be easier to keep the goats out if, I'm not just leaving the door open. If that makes sense. V. Foster says, I lost 7 to a stoat. He did a quick in and out in a hurry. Man, that is, yeah, they are wild, guys. These weasels, these different weasel breeds, they are aggressive. And you know what the thing is? What a lot of people don't talk about when you're homesteading is the death, the loss. That's the worst part of it, and so people don't want to talk about it. But you talk to every single farmer, you talk to every single homesteader, and we have all experienced it. And people will say, people who don't know, people who haven't done it say, it's your fault. You got to do a better job. You need to make sure you secure your animals better. But guess what? It's really dang hard, man. Sometimes it's like, okay, I've secured it against the fox. The fox can't get in. And then a weasel finds a hole, 2 inches by 2 inches. And he gets in there and he rips your chicken's head off. It's not that easy. Now, the main thing you can do is just make things better. So I like to joke that everything starts off really pretty on a homestead and eventually it turns into Fort Knox. So this fenced in yard here, originally I didn't have it screened in like this. There was no wood and stuff. And this is even mostly temporary. I'm gonna have to change this up. But originally I had this with string lights going to that top bar, really beautiful solar string lights. And then the goats started eating the wires. So I had to take the string lights down. And then when I did that, the magpies started going in and terrorizing my birds. So then I had to put metal wiring over it. And now that I got the chickens, I've got it fully secured. And then now that I got a fox problem, like I got everything nailed, shut, and buttoned up. And anyway, long story short, everything starts turning into Fort Knox. I started with my fence saying, I'm not going to put barbed wire everywhere. I don't want there to be barbed wire. I don't want the animals to hurt themselves. And so I put the cattle fencing up, and then everyone starts pushing on it. And now, what's this? What's this? A strand of barbed wire. I'm telling you guys, you start with these ambitions and goals and make everything so pretty, so beautiful, but it's not practical. There's a reason the old school farmers rigged everything with barbed wire, because it hurts, it sucks. People don't want to press against it. It works, and I hate it. Yes. Guard dogs. Yes, Jack Black, I do have my golden retriever yellow lab. She is not a perfect guard dog. you know, last night it was raining, so she didn't want to come and guard. She's like, yo, let the fox or the raccoon or the weasel or whatever it is. She said, let them have the chickens. I ain't getting wet. But we do plan to breed her next year with an Anatolian Shepherd. We did have a German Shepherd Husky who was a beautiful, beautiful livestock dog. That German Shepherd Husky, here's a fun, not fun story, but it goes to show like how good she was at doing her thing. I had a live trap set out to catch a fox. I had accidentally caught a rabbit, a wild hare, a wild rabbit. And so Lily is the one who told me about it because she was barking at the cage. Woof, 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 woof. So I went, found it. I brought Lily in. I put her in the house and I let the rabbit go. And when I put the rabbit away, a couple hours later, I let Lily out of the house. She immediately ran into the forest. That next morning, I woke up to a decapitated rabbit on my doorstep. She's like, Dad, 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 I found it and I brought it back for you. I can't believe it got out of the trap, but I found it. She was good. She was good. She would go fight with the coyotes. She would go fight with the foxes, and she never lost. Unfortunately, she was 9 years old, and we have this thing up here. It's called blastomycosis. It's a bacteria that can live in the soil, and she ended up doing some digging around, and she caught it, and it coats, the bacteria multiplies in your lungs. Humans can catch it too, but we're less likely to catch it because you need to directly inhale it, and so dogs are sniffing around, rooting around, digging. And so she caught it and she ended up passing away. Lily caught it, but because she was a young pup, we were able to medicate her and she fought it off. She was good. But old Daisy girl couldn't fight it off. So it was sad, it was tragic, but she was a good guardian dog. She did her job. Chad says, I've thought about getting a cane corso. Everyone's going into the barn for the night. They're all tucking away. They say, the bugs are coming out, Dad. It's time to go out. The barn is not fully done yet. Don't judge me. I took this building. It was collapsing off another property. I cut it into several pieces, rebuilt it here, and I'm really slowly in the process of putting metal roofing on it. I need to build a ladder, reinforce this section of roof, and continue it over. But, you know, life on a homestead, man. It's got asphalt shingles. She's not leaking. I just want to make it better. Anyway, and then I'm going to redo the siding. I got to rip that ugly stuff down. But, always something. The mosquitoes are coming out. It's getting pretty atrocious. We're gonna go hood up for a second. Oh, welcome to Northern Canada where it's summer and you need to wear a hood. Hey girl. Wabam. Hello guys. The bugs wanna eat me. The bugs wanna eat me. Bass has these cute little tufts of hair right here. Very adorable. Scratsy says, do they build an immunity to it after they catch it once? I'm going to assume so. I would assume so, but I honestly don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. TH Outdoor says, do you need heat lamps or rabbits for rabbits in the winter? No. Our rabbits, they are bred for the winter. So these guys here, they're New Zealand Flemish Giants. They actually do better in the winter than they do in the summer. So they have a really thick fur pelt. It comes in thicker in the winter. These guys are good to really cold temperatures. We just make sure that we have lots of fresh bedding in here so they can fluff it up. You know, they've got protection on all four sides. Evie wants in. Hi, Evie. But yeah, the rabbits, they are super hardy. They actually do worse in the summer because they tend to overheat and they could die from the heat. TH Outdoor, and then Matthew says, could you use a paintball gun to protect your chickens against small animals like foxes, raccoons, weasels, etc. so it hurts them but does not kill them? I mean, the problem is that I can't see the foxes, raccoons, and that because it's the middle of the night. I'd have to get pretty ingenuitive if I'm going to set up like an automatic paintball gun, motion detecting with some AI tracking to go pow, 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 pow. Otherwise, no. Not that easy. It's not that easy. But good thoughts, good thoughts. Kevin says, you got dogs? I got one right now. I've got a yellow lab golden retriever, Lily. She's 2 years old. She's a beautiful dog. And is New Zealand rabbits good for the cold? Yes. They're New Zealand Flemish Giants. Robert says, what can you do for rabbits in warm weather? Our heat is worse than cold down here in the south. Just make sure that they've got some extra room and ventilation. So you'll see, like, I have this, I've got this area all open right here. This is open on both sides. It allows lots of airflow. And so it keeps it nice and cool in here. Obviously, I've got the roof in here, so they got shade. Give them lots of water, access to lots of water, and that's going to keep them going. Yeah, water, airflow, and shade. You could throw some ice cubes in there. I'm sure they would like that. She's just eating her salt block. Hey, Gabby. This is the barn. This is the main barn. This is how I do the goat hooves. I've got a come along here, and I actually put the goats in a harness. I put them in a harness and I winch them to the roof so that I can cut them without having to bend over as much. Hi, Gabby. And Dabby says, I love your baby duck. You know what? You know what? Dabby, you gave me a good idea. You gave me a good idea if I can turn the dang camera around. There ain't no bugs in there. Let's go hang out in there for a little bit. Let's go, or maybe we go, I don't know. Let's go hang out with the baby ducks. Hey, hon, you good? Are you? Okay, let's hang out with the baby ducks for a minute. Because there's no bugs in here, guys. We're not going to get eaten in here. Well, there's some, but not much. Okay. We can hang out with the baby ducks. That's a good idea. They're cute. They're adorable. And I'm not going to get eaten alive. This is a fantastic idea. Do you guys want to hear a funny story? So, we're up here in northern Canada, right? Here, let's find a way to situate this so I can kind of read the camera and stare at you guys a little bit and we can see the baby ducks. So I live here in northern Canada. I'm going to burn my head. That's a heat lamp. Let's switch sides. Ugh. Okay, so baby ducks. And we have lots of mice because I'm on a homestead. I've got a farm and I've got all my animal feed in here. And so my kids, right? I teach my kids everything. So I taught my kids that snakes eat mice. It's true. So my kids found a mouse in here. And that's normal. I expect that. But what did my kids do? They went and caught a snake, a garter snake, and they put it in here. Now, I had baby ducks in here. They were bigger than this. They weren't this little. They were maybe 2 weeks old. But still, so I come home from work and my kids tell me, Dad, you know what we did? We put a snake in the feed shed to catch the mouse. And I'm like, cool, guys. Have you checked on the ducks? They're like, no, why? I'm like, because the snakes will eat the ducks too. I came in here and thankfully there were no ducks missing. And I searched everywhere and the snake had found its way out. It did not appreciate getting put in here. But yeah, had to teach my kids about the whole, man playing God thing where you introduce a species and it can cause unintended consequences. Great lesson for a 8, 6, 4, 2, and 0-year-old to learn. Those are my boys. I got 5 sons. But yeah, they got to learn at a young age. And Hardway Alaska says nuanced trapping permit. Up here in northern Canada where I live, if you have a nuisance animal, you are allowed to hunt and exterminate it. No permit required. That is allowed. And Kevin's asking, where are you? I got 6 acres in North Texas. I have 156 acres up here in northern Canada. And Scrassy says, I just found your channel today because I got stoked to find some ghost pipes in the woods today. And yours was the first one I watched. I've always wanted to find it and today was the day. Good for you, man. I've got mixed reviews on it. I suffer from a bad back. And unfortunately, the ghost pipe does not fix my back. For those who are wondering, the ghost pipe is a type of flower that grows in the forest and it grows white. It does not use photosynthesis from the sun. It actually gets its nutrients from the mycelium, from mushrooms and trees. It's a very cool flower. It's said to be a powerful analgesic. And so what that means is it's not so much a painkiller as it is a dissociate. It makes your brain disconnect from your pain receptors so that you don't feel pain. But I find it has a numbing sensation, so my mouth goes numb when I take it. Ideally good for a sore throat, good for a sore tooth. This is ghost pipe tincture, or the ghost pipe flower itself, but you should turn it into a tincture. You use high potent alcohol, let the flower soak in it. Anyway, it's a beautiful flower. With my back pain specifically, the ghost pipe does not cure my back pain, but it is cool. It does apparently help with anxiety as well. So if you're an anxious person or have trouble sleeping, the ghost pipe flower might be for you. All Gone says, could a snake or coyote get into the rabbit area? No, I don't think so, because the goats are actually really protective. The goats, they got them big horns. The cow is there, my dog. I think the rabbits and goats and all that are pretty safe from coyotes. Um, Plus, I mean, uh, I'm here. What happens is I'm on a peninsula, so I have a very unique property. Here's some ducks. My property is very, very, very unique. I've got a 156-acre peninsula, meaning the water goes all the way around except for where the road comes in. And so I tend to get a lot of wolves and coyotes in the winter because they can come across the ice. But I generally go through with the boom boom and I scare them all away before the ice melts. And as long as I go and use the boom boom to scare them away, generally when the ice melts, there's none left on my property and they're a non-issue. So we're pretty protected. As long as I make sure to get rid of the wolves and coyotes before the ice melts, we're good. And the bears only tend to be a problem in the fall. There's no bears on the property right now that I've seen, but it's 156 acres, so I mean, it's easy to miss it. But I haven't seen any signs of them. But generally, they will come from the north towards my farm in the fall when they're getting hungry. So I do have to watch for bears in the fall. Wolves and coyotes in the winter, bears in the fall. Otherwise, spring, summer, spring and summer is pretty safe. Good time to be out here in the homestead. And yes, baby ducks, baby ducks. Let's, I don't know, let's spin you guys around and get a closer look at these guys. If anyone has any questions, by all means, now is the time to ask. We have a wonderful crowd here. You guys are fantastic. Look at the baby ducks. These are Ancona ducks. They are only 4 days old. We actually hatched one of them on live stream. So if you guys want to see a duck hatching from its egg, check out my channel. I did take that video and I made it a separate video just so you guys could see the moment that the duck actually hatched from his egg. It was a pretty cool moment. Some of you guys were here for it. It was fantastic. And that was just on Saturday. Saturday was the last. They were hatching Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, little duckies. And so, yeah, they're about 4 days old right now. And Paul says, no lions and tigers, oh my, not up here, not in Northern Canada. We're really safe. We don't. So in our lakes, we have fish called muskellunge, called muskies for short, M-U-S-K-Y, muskie. If you guys Google a muskie, that thing is basically a freshwater shark. A muskie is like 6 feet long. It's an absolute unit of a fish. Their teeth are actually serrated backwards. And so when they catch another fish, the fish can't get away because their teeth dig in and pull them back. And so they just swallow down the other fish. We're talking 6, 7 feet long fish. Thankfully, they don't attack people. I don't know of a single case. I've heard of people getting bit when they're trying to pull them into their boat, but I've never heard of anyone getting bit by a muskie while they're swimming. So thank goodness. But it makes the lake not safe for these guys. So people always ask me, do you let your ducks go in your lake? And I always tell them no. I have a duck pond. I produce water for them, but I do not let them go in the lake because these fish will eat ducks. They are savage. So I do not let the ducks go in the lake. It is a dangerous spot for them. I mean, I feel bad for all fish. Fish have to worry about eagles and hawks and herons and pelicans and trumpeter swans and all these big, massive birds dive bombing and scooping them out of the lake. But they also have to worry about fish that are above, below, in front, and behind scooping them. So, like, fish are just not safe anywhere. I feel bad for fish. And Matthew says, maskinonge in French. Maskinonge. A muskellunge. Maskinonge. Je parle petit français, Matthew, mon ami. Tu es le pomme de terre de mes yeux, mon frère. You know what I mean, guys? Canada, eh, Watson? Yes. Canada says, we had several ducks when I was young. Mallards. Quack, quack. Yeah, these guys are Ancona ducks. Ancona. And yes, Matthew, I know what I said. Tu es le pomme de terre de mes yeux. It sounds pretty to the ladies. They like it. They like it. But it is funny. Does anyone in the chat know what I'm trying to say? Tu es le pomme de terre de mes yeux. And yes, little Ancona ducks. 4 days old. They grow so fast, guys. It is ridiculous how fast these grow. In about 3 weeks, they are going to be as tall as this is. It's like they almost double in size every 2 days. It is wild. Once they reach full size, they slow down. But yeah, fun fact. I don't know if you guys saw. I saw a meme that said it said the guy had a baby. It was 3 months old and it was 14 pounds. When it was born, it was 7 pounds. So in 3 months, it had doubled in size. And the meme goes along the ways like, no way, this baby's going to be 7 trillion pounds by the time it's 10. I think it was trillion. Might have been quadrillion. Basically, though, if you're doubling in size every 3 months, by the time you're 10, you're going to be real big. It's fascinating how fast we grow when we are little. And then it just slows right down. Allgone says, do they sleep much? Not while I'm standing here, but they will. They all cuddle up together in like kind of a little snuggle ball. So they'll all cuddle, they'll group up into a snuggle ball and go to sleep. But because I'm here, I'm kind of stimulating them. There's a lot of noise. I'm standing here, so right now they're eating. And you'll notice, every time they take some food, they'll twitch. So you'll see them twitch. That's them getting the food down their throat. And then they'll come over here and they'll get some water. That is how ducks eat. So you'll see them come get some water now. So they put some food in their mouth, they shake it down their throat, and then they drink it down. That is how little baby ducks eat. TH Outdoors says, what is the best breed of rabbit for really cold winters and really humid summers? I mean, I'm going to be biased towards the rabbits I have. My New Zealand Flemish Giant mix. We've had like 40 rabbits, and we've only lost 1 to natural causes. And so they're super hardy. They're really good. It gets up to plus 45 degrees Celsius here and down to minus 50 Fahrenheit. And we've only lost 1 to natural causes. And I don't even think it was super hot or super cold that day. I think it just died. And Paul says, my mom, born, raised in Canada. And Macario says, I am sorry, I'm new to your life. They are baby ducks or geese? Please explain. Sorry. Oh yes, baby ducks. What kind of baby ducks? These are Ancona ducks. I like to call them cow ducks because they're spotted. They used to be an endangered species, and now they are, I guess, I don't know what the word is. My wife keeps saying it. They're nearly endangered. And so what we're doing is we're going to be breeding these guys and growing our own flock, but also redistributing them to other farms. So we're going to incubate a ton of these guys once they're older. So come next spring, we're going to incubate a ton of them and grow our flock and redistribute them to other farmers. They are a good meat/egg duck. They are a dual-purpose duck. They are of the mallard family. Does their mother duck come to see them? These guys were shipped 2,000 kilometers to get to me. So they will never know their mom. They will never know their mom. I hatched them myself. And so as far as they're concerned, I am their mom. Hi, babies. As far as they know, I am their mom. And they are a winter duck. Yes, freshly wild. They are good in the winter. Another bonus to having them up here in northern Canada. They are the most winter hardy duck that I have found. And Freshly Wild says, I'm sort of a winter duck myself. Are you flirting with me, Freshly Wild? And Lisa Irwin throws out the smile. Paul says, when can you sex then make the male or female? So once they have their full plumage in, I want to say usually it's closer to... It's really easy, closer to 2 months old. At that like 6 weeks, around 6 weeks old, it's really easy. Basically, the way to determine the gender of a duck, there's 2 things. One, you can do the noise test. So if you pick a duck up and it quacks, it's a female. If you pick a duck up and it squeals or squeak, 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 that's a boy, that's a drake. The male doesn't quack. So that traditional quack, 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 that's a female. A squawk is a drake, a male. Also, at around 2 months, the male develops what's called the drake feather. They have a back feather that stands up. The females don't get that. So the males will get one long feather that stands up. And that's another good way. But usually by then, they're about 2 months old. So you can tell about 6 weeks. You can confirm it around 2 months. And if I got that wrong at all, feel free to correct me, guys, but that's my knowledge. John says, I have 1,300 ducks. Are they domestic or wild? In the fall, we have thousands of ducks in the bay, in our lake. My lake is full of wild rice, and so the ducks migrate to my lake in the fall. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, come hunting season, we have rules up here in Canada where you're only allowed to harvest like 5 ducks in a day. It is hard to get less than 5 ducks with a single shot from your rifle, from your shotgun. We have so many ducks in the bay during hunting season in the fall. Paul says, I think the female spends more to make, the males are usually broke. You could tell if they're a male or female by seeing which one likes the Louis Vuitton purse. Macario says, I helped raise 2 mallard ducks because I couldn't find baby chicks for Easter. I need to leave for 11 years. I named one of them Rumble and Rainbow. Rumble and Rainbow. Those are good names. We have so many that unless there's a very unique one, it's hard to name them because they generally look very similar. One of the drakes one of the drakes? Yeah, one of the drakes we're keeping has blue on his feathers. So I'm sure he will get named. He is easy to spot in a crowd. He has blue feathers. It's very pretty, very pretty. That's part of the mallard in him. You know what I mean, guys? So yeah. So let's see. You'll see this guy. He does that. He's going to eat. Let's see if he gets more. He's going to eat. Then he's going to twitch. The twitching is him getting it down his throat. And then he's going to go to the water. He's going to drink that down. He's going to go back. He's going to eat. He's going to twitch. He's going to go to the water. So that is how they do it. That is how they do it. Does anyone else have any other questions, concerns, or plans for the week? Sugata says hi. How you doing, Sugata? We're just hanging out with the baby ducks right now because the mosquitoes are so bad they're going to carry me away. Any other questions, concerns, plans for the weekend? We just be hanging out with the baby ducks, trying not to get carried away by the bugs. I really need to wash my jacket. I got the goats like to wrestle and play, and they generally have muddy paws, and I'm dirty. Paul says, please give a thumbs up and like the channel, subscribe, support with a coffee, chat, or support with Patreon. Double tap that screen, guys, and it'll give it a thumbs up. It's very easy. You just tap, and we'll get a thumbs up. And I appreciate you guys. We are in Northern Canada, Bob. That is correct. This is the far north in Canada. I actually live off-grid. I'm going to have to check the generator because I'm running this light for so long. I got that heat lamp. I got the light. We're going to have to make sure we got enough power. But yeah, welcome to Northern Canada. This is my off-grid homestead. I call my YouTube channel My Wildlife. I call the homestead White Pines Homestead. It is a fun little adventure we are on. Matthew says, welcome everyone who's new and welcome back to the other viewers. I think it is about time to wrap this up. I always hate leaving when we've got a good crowd. So let's give it a few more minutes. If you guys have any last minute questions, now's the time to ask. I'll give you guys a few minutes to ask anything you want to know, anything you want to chat about. Now's the time. I try to keep these live streams as interactive as possible. Sometimes it's hard because I'm usually doing stuff. So sometimes I'll miss chats, but I do like to talk to you guys. TH Outdoors says, have you decided what YouTube profile you're going to use? Most of y'all, so people I know were leaning towards number 1 or 2, the original kind of vision, because they know I'm a big hunter. But I don't do a lot of hunting on YouTube because, A, not everyone's into hunting. B, I can't live stream hunting. I'm not allowed. Guns are not allowed. I got in trouble once. I got banned. Thankfully, they unbanned me. Thank you, YouTube. But you're not allowed to have a gun on live stream. So this isn't a hunting channel. But the Homestead, all y'all guys really like the Homestead. So you guys like the logo that had a goat and a chicken. I have made some modifications to it. I changed some colors up a little bit. I think that's the one I'm going to go with. And Nightmare says it's hard. Macario says, I'm sorry, my brother. I mean no disrespect, but to me, they were family, not food. Yes, I raised them to care for them as my children. Yes. No, it's totally cool to have pets. Like I said, what I want to do with these guys is I don't plan to actually eat. Like, depends, right? You can't have too many boys. If you have too many boys, they are going to fight. And so you need about one male, one drake for every 5 females. And so if I have more than that, I will have to eat a couple of them. But I plan to keep as many as I can alive to breed them. And I do treat my breeders all as pets. So they are well loved, well cared for, and well snuggled. David says, when do you normally go live? I want to watch more videos. I am normally live around 7:45 p.m. Central Time Zone. So Central Time Zone. Think Winnipeg Time Zone. Central Time Zone. 7:30 p.m. till about 9:30 or 10 p.m. I try to do this about 3 to 4 times a week. So yeah, this is kind of around the time you'll catch me. I don't have a proper schedule set up because I've got 5 kids. And so I wait till they go to sleep. And so if they want to stay up late one night, then I'm going to be either later or I just won't come on. Sometimes I'm doing a project that I just can't be entertaining and stream while I do it. Like when I'm doing a repair on a generator or on a truck or something, it's just too hands-on to try to live stream. And so I don't want to kind of let you guys down. So there are some times where I just can't come on. But for the most part, if we're just having a chill social hour, by all means, I'm here with you guys. And Nightmare says, not you, bro. David says, I'm in Florida. This is Northern Canada, David. Welcome. And David says, okay, that's awesome, man. Thank you. TH Outdoors says, can you post a video on how to raise rabbits? I'm sure we can. I'm sure my wife can put a little tutorial on there. That's a great idea. I will put her up to the challenge and we will get that up. Matthew says, what time is it right now? We just hit 10 p.m. So I think we're going to let these baby ducks go to sleep, guys. It's been a blast. I appreciate all of you. This has been an awesome live stream. Thank you guys for continuing to come out, support us, like the channel. For anyone who's new, I appreciate you guys. Subscribe and we could chat again. We keep this conversation going. And for my existing subscribers, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you guys. I do try to post some short videos, some long form videos. Feel free, guys, if you want to hop over to my Patreon. It's linked on my channel. It's totally free. You don't have to pay. I have a free chat room where we can go and chat. There is a paid membership option where we can have a more private conversation. We can have DMs back and forth. But anything you guys want to say, if you guys want to say it on either email, you can shoot me an email, or you can go over to the Patreon to the free chat room. It's free. And we can continue the conversation there. Or just check out my other videos and ask questions on those videos. I've got like 300 videos up, so there's lots of content. There's more coming. So yeah, we can just keep this going. Paul says, you plan on merchandising coffee mugs? That's not a bad idea. I do have my own website, mywildlife.ca. Maybe down the road, if we get big enough that it makes sense, I can upgrade that to have an online store. But for now, we're just keeping it pretty chill. But we'll get there one day. I really think that this trajectory with you guys being as awesome as you are, the sky's the limit. But right now, we're really small. We're having a good time with you guys. And it's just a lot of fun to meet new friends and socialize with you guys. What else? Nightmare says, and you're the only person who had said my name right. Oh, Nightmare, there's nothing wrong with your name. Your name looks easy to read. Nightmare X. It's perfect. I love it. It's a nice way to spell it, too. And Macario says, I saw that you are a breeder, and let me know this respect you do, you brother. You take care and have an awesome week and weekend. Yes, we do breed pretty well all the animals on the homestead. My cow is pregnant right now. I got some goats that are pregnant. We just hatched the eggs. Rabbits, they've got babies with them right now, and I think one of them is pregnant. That's what we do. I do have pigs as well. I did not show you guys the pigs tonight, but I raised them in the forest. And so they're kind of hard to go find, and the bugs will eat me alive. But I do forest-raised pigs. It's fun. So I will catch you guys later. I appreciate all of you. Have a good night. Stay safe, and we'll talk again. Love you guys. Take care.